Hello and welcome back. I know. I said I was going to start uploading more videos and I haven't. I haven't really been doing anything that's worth doing video of. I mean, I can only upload a video of this so many times. Out here we burn our trash. Put a little diesel on it, that gets it going really good. You don't have that high flash point with diesel like you do with gasoline. This here is my latest Arbor Freight contraption. It's a great little torch. Great little torch. Lights up. And it gets fire started. Yes, out here in the country, we burn our trash. Well, I have done some stuff around the shop. As you can see, I got my big roll-around workbench in here. Now I got a place that I can start working on those shelves inside the house. Well, I've already done those shelves inside the house. I started making a video of it. Remember in the last video I was talking about how big these cabinets were in my kitchen and they didn't have a middle shelf? Well, they are so big that you're in one of them. I have another one on top of the one that you were just in. Then I have another big one on the bottom of that one. Then I got 3 more over there. I know it's dark in here, but I'm going to try to explain what I mean. These shelves are so big and they don't have a middle shelf. So this here's a pretty tall bottle. So I can put it there. That's about the same height as, you know, a cereal box and everything. Then look at all this wasted space right here. I can't have that. So I've come up with an idea. But first we need to get some measurements. This tape measure is you add 3 inches to whatever it measures out. So let's do the height first. That there says 26 5/8. So it's 29 5/8 tall. I told you this was tall. Let's go for the, excuse me, get out of the way, I'm trying to measure, okay? There you go. This here measures 27 3/4. And now the width. 13 3/8, so it's 16 3/8 wide. Now we got our measurements. So, since I'm not going to screw anything into the sides of the cabinet, because I'm afraid of a screw damaging something or becoming visible, this here's the idea I've come up with. I told you those cabinets were big, but the reason I didn't finish the video is because it got really hot, upper 90s, and it's hard to work out here in the shop and trying to get video of everything I'm doing because I got the fan on, because it's hot. It'd be like I am right now, sweating like crazy, but having to turn the fan off to talk and then go turn it back on to work, it was just easier for me just to finish up the shelves. So this is what I came up with. Nothing fancy or precise. It's kind of hard because these shelves aren't exactly square. But this idea works. And now I have shelves so I can store some more things in these. But I do need to make some more. And since I had some smaller boards left over that I used, to make the shelves, I made some shelves in the smaller cabinets. So now, I can have places for the plates and bowls. Well, I did get to say goodbye to an old eyesore around here. This thing was here when we bought the land over 3 years ago. And it's just been in my way. Pain in the butt to mow around and try to trim the weeds around it. Driving around, whenever I back up the side-by-side or something, I always got to make sure I'm not going to back into it because it just was always in the way. I tried moving it to another part of the land just to get it out of the way, but it's just too heavy for my tractor. So what am I talking about? This thing. About 2 years ago, I went down to the local propane dealer here and, I was going to say, hey, what do I got to do to set up service to come out and fill this thing up? Because I figured I could, go ahead and use it, but they won't fill it up because the valves on it are old and they need to be replaced, and that costs about $500 to $600. If you want to know how old, that tank was manufactured in 1972. And then after spending the $500 to $600 to put new valves on there, they still wouldn't fill that tank up. because they like to have that gas plastic line ran to the house. And I'm not going to do that. But I guess I can understand why they want that. Look at these pipes right here. Yeah, this was the pipe that was in it. The white part went up to where the copper line hooked on to it. Then it came down and it was under the ground. That's pretty rusty. So, good thing we got that out of there. That could have been a bad leak. So here, a couple weeks ago, I stopped by the same propane place, and I went in there and asked him, hey, what do I do with an old tank that I don't want? I mean, I would have been happy if he would have just said, well, we'll come pick it up and take it off your hands. But no, he offered to buy it. So he sent someone out, they looked at it, and he asked me how much I wanted, and I'm like, I don't know what these things cost. I'm sure a new one's probably a couple $1,000s. But this one, is almost 60 years old. I'm figuring $200-300. No, he offered me over 4 times what I was thinking. So that's a no-brainer. So they came and they picked it up the next day, and I did take a video of that. Well, I'm saying goodbye to an old friend. This friend has been in the way for over 3 years now. This friend was never of any use to me. I just can't believe that this truck is going to be able to haul this thing. That is a Dodge 5500, I believe, so that is a big truck. How much that truck's going to struggle to pick it up. That old pulley up there is shaking. Well, I forgot to mention, that tank was 60% full of propane, so they were pretty much buying that propane from me, plus the tank. They can rebuild it, repaint it, so hey, more power to them. I got money in my pocket. Back in 2021, Mrs. Peddler and I, we took legal guardianship over a teenage girl. Well, last year she turned 18, we got her moved out, we got her to get her driver's license, and she passed the test, and her grandma bought her a car. Bought her a 2004 Ford Taurus. Now that's nothing fancy. It is a good A to point B car. So I showed her how to check the oil, and check the air pressure, just kind of watch that stuff. Well, typical children today, they don't listen, so she never checked the oil in the car. And you know what happens when a motor runs out of oil? Death comes a-knocking. Or more like a rod comes a-knocking. So getting a new motor or even rebuilding the motor, if it was even able to be rebuilt, that would cost more than what the car is worth. So I thought about doing this. Now, wouldn't that be fun? But my yard's already tore up, and I really don't have a big open area like in that video, but that would be fun. So what do you do when you have a car that's, it costs too much to fix it? Well, I drive around my neck of the woods here. What most people, it seems to me, what they do is they take it to the back edge of their property line and they park it there and they let it rust away into the earth. Well, not me. Holy cow. So long, Taurus. Oh, wow. And the flashers are still flashing. Whew. Well, it's definitely scrap now. I sell it. I got $190.80 for that 2004 Ford Taurus. Well, now the time has come for me to end this video. I still have a lot to do in the shop. Things like building a workbench, putting up some shelves. I got to get more organized. Right now, when I'm doing something in here or out here in the yard or in the new house, it seems like I'm having to go to like 3 different buildings to get the oddball tool that I need. You know, I need to get better organized, so I do need to get that done. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Be sure to click on that like button, click on the subscribe button, and click on that bell if you'd like to get notifications of whenever I upload a video. And you know what I always say.
See ya!